Welcome to lesson 5. So we're going to continue with the Flask form for today's class. So what are we doing today? I'll be doing the department, the forms for departments, the forms for faculty, the forms for level, the forms for program, right? And the forms for, okay, that's all. So what I will do is, first of all, I will import my Flask WTF extension. From Flask WTF extension, import the Flask form, okay? Now, from the WT forms, import all the tools that I need. Then from WTF forms the validator, right? Then import all the tools that I need. Okay. Now I have to define a class for department. So I'll call this class department form. So I'll call my Flask form to enable me to build my forms here on this department form here. So what do I need in department form? So let's look through our model which we build. That is our tables in our SQL server. So we have let me just copy this so that I will not be going back and forth, so I will know what I'm trying to do. Remember that I'm not creating a form for ID because ID by default is a primary key and it auto increments, right, in SQL, my SQL server. So let me go over to my forms.py. Don't worry about the error, there will be error, but I just want to use these to complete my form. So the first one I have is the faculty ID. Now we all know that faculty ID is a foreign key, right? So it will be a select field. So it won't allow the user to just type in any value on the box there, because this select field is a drop-down box. So it won't allow the user, rather it will allow the user to, it gives you the access to select faculty for that particular department is trying to insert values to. So we have the select field, we have I'll call it select faculty, which is the label. Then I will put a validator so that it must collect a value, so data is required. So there's no need for mouse length here, right? Because selecting from a particular from a table. So the next one I have, so I'll delete this. I'm done with this. So next one I have here is the name. Now the name will be a string field. So this string field is like a text. It will come out as a text box on the HTML, and what we'll call this form. But definitely we'll call this form down there. So that's what the users will see. So this string field is a text box, right, or an input box. So we have the label, which is we can call it faculty name, or we can call it the name. So let me just call it faculty name. Is the label the users will see. So I'll put a validator, then I'll put that required. Okay. Then I think there's a length. Okay. The mouse length is 50. So I'll make it so that when the user is typing, it won't allow the user to type more than 50, rather than the user's typing at the end to show a message. So this one will prevent the user from typing no more than 50 character length, right? No more than 50 character. Okay, I'm done with this. So the code is still a string, and which is 10. So I'll copy this name. So I'll put the code here. So this is, I'll call this faculty code. Then I'll make the mask length 10. Alright. So remember, this field is for the faculty code, right? It is required. It's a required text field, right? It's a maximum of 10 characters. So we are done with the code. Now description. Description does not have any mouse length, so it's a text. So we'll leave it as a text area. So put description. It should be text area. I hope you guys know what text area means, right? In the HTML end, the text area gives room for a larger text, right? In the on the HTML end, here you see how it is. So I'll call this the label. I'll call this description. Okay. Then the last one we have. I think I'm done with the form. So I'll have a submit button, right? So I'll call this one submit, which have a submit field, which this automatically creates a button. I'll call this let's call it save changes. Okay, I think I'm done with this form here. So now this form will work perfectly fine for the when you're trying to insert value into the sorry, it's a department form, not a faculty form. What is a faculty form? So let's just change this to department and department. Sorry. Okay, now description. Okay, I think that's it. So now this form will successfully insert values into the department table, but when we're updating, we need an hidden field. So we'll call that hidden field ID, which is, we'll call it an hidden field, right? So this is the ID. Okay, now this form will take control of insert and update, right? Insert when you want to insert value into the department table and when you want to update value into the department table. So that's it. So now we are not done yet, right? We're not done yet. We need to define a class. We need to populate this select field, right? So to populate the select field, we need to create a constructor or a method. We need to create a method init, then the self arguments, just like we did in the last lecture when we are creating the sign-up form. So arguments, okay. So now, what we'll do here is to call the parent class initializer to ensure proper initialization. So that's what we'll do here, to call the parent class initializer to ensure proper initialization. So what we'll do here is to call super, right? I'll do it. So we have the department form, self, ask, okay. Now, the next line we dynamically populate the faculty ID choices from the database, right? So now, what the query will do is that it will query all the faculties and then create a list of tuples like the ID and the name for the faculty for that selected field. So that's what I want to do on the next line, which is self dot this faculty ID here, self as this faculty ID dot the choices now equal to. So we have the faculty dot ID, faculty dot name, right? For faculty um, in 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 faculty dot query dot all, faculty dot query dot all. Okay. Now you can see that this throws an error because I have not imported the faculty model. But what we're trying to do here is we are querying all the faculties and we're creating a list of tuples called the ID. This is a tuple called the ID and the name. We're getting the faculty ID and the name. Let's make sure if this ID is a primary key, right? We're getting the ID, the primary key from the faculty table, and we're getting the name. So let's go to the faculty model and let's make sure that this name is part of the attribute in the faculty model. So we check yes, the name is there. So that's why we are trying to get them to the select box. So now what this code does is that anytime I'm trying to insert value into the department table, right? So when I select a faculty, the name does not go to the table. What goes to the table is the ID. right? Not this faculty name. So this faculty name is what the user will see. The use ID is what goes to is what stores on the table So now since this one is showing an error because I've not import my faculty model, so I will say from app dot the faculty dot models now import faculty. Okay, you can see it's out. So I'm done with the department table. So the next, sorry, the department form. So the next one I'll do is going to be first. I need to just copy this and then paste it on the faculty forms. I call this one faculty form. It has everything. So faculty form doesn't have a foreign key. So let's confirm from the model. So I'll copy this from the model. Let's confirm. So make sure everything is right. So faculty doesn't have this. So it doesn't have a foreign key. So I'm not foreign anything. So the name is there. The name is there. The code is there. Description is there. Submit button in. So I think we're good to go. So all I just need to do is to change this to the faculty name. Change this to faculty code, and we're good to go. So the next one I will do here is let's do the level first. The level. I'll paste this. Oh, let me copy the one from departments. So I'll paste it on this level forms. So I'll call this one level form. So let's go to level model, and okay, level model only have name. Remember the ID is the primary key, so we'll just have name. So level is just so simple, right? So the name is already there, so I'll delete this one. Right. So there's an indent feed. The level does not have any select query, so I'll remove this one. Then I'll call this level name. So there's faculty here. So I'm done with the level. Oh, did I remove the submit button? Okay, let me just add the submit button. I removed the submit button. So come remove this. So let me just add the submit button. Submit, submit, which is the submit field. Then let's save changes. Okay, so let me confirm the okay, this has a submit button. Let me confirm the faculty forms. Yeah, it has a submit button. Okay, now let me confirm the level again. It has a submit button. So now let's do for programs, which is the last one. Okay, I've done for levels, so let's do for programs. Okay, I'll just change this to program form. Now program form, let's check the models for programs. I think program has a foreign key, which is the department ID, right? So everything is the same. So I'll just go to so all we just need to do is to change this faculty ID to department ID. Department ID. So select field, so select department. So everything here remains the same. Save changes, everything here the same. You check the model the same here. So all I just need to do is to change this to the program form. To save this in the self.temp, the department ID for department ID, then department the name for department in department dot query dot org. So I will change this now to department. Then I will change the model and the class to the class department, which I'm importing to be able to get the department down to this department because this is a select field, right? So what the user sees is the user sees the name of the department. So what goes into the database is the ID. So I hope you guys understand it. I've built a complete form for this application. In the next tutorial, we're going to look at the Bluetooth initialization, and also there's still time to look at root, but there's no time to look at root in the next video. So thank you and God bless. So before I go, let me confirm if everything is all right. Okay, everything is fine and good. So thank you for this.